People are posting things about Donald Trump that are straight up idolatrous. And we have to be careful as Americans to remember that only Jesus could belong on the throne in our heart. And it doesn't matter what political party you follow, what leader you look up to. The only leader you should be looking up to is Jesus. Let's take a look at these trends right now, and I'm going to talk about the dangers of them. Welcome back to the Gospel of Tommy. So here we go. This is insane, everyone. Look at this billboard. Unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. Okay, this was years ago in 2021, but this is insane, but it's actually coming back. What do you mean? He has a great channel, biblical, loves the Lord. He showed this picture of Trump, okay, with his bandage, but it actually looks like Jesus with a bandage, like it's Trump or something, looking up at the American flag. I think it's one thing to say, hey, clearly that assassination attempt on Trump, the fact that he lived, that's a miracle, and praise be God. Praise be Jesus Christ. Praise be to the Lord, right? Like, give credit where it's due. God did a miracle that day, and even people who don't believe in God, I think, are starting to believe in God just because they see the fight, the battle for America, for the people. It's so clear how evil things have become that if the evil exists, well, good exists as well, because you wouldn't know what evil is unless you know what good is, and what is good, it is our Father in heaven, okay? But look at what he said here. What do you mean? To be clear, seeing stuff like this compels me to push so hard against it. People will start thinking I'm a liberal or leftist. I'm not. I hate seeing what this stuff is doing to public conception of Christianity, both inside and outside of the church. Twitter is filled with this nonsense. Us as Christians during this time of elections, we should definitely support leaders who stand up for biblical beliefs. President Donald Trump has been pro-Christian and pro-Israel, unlike any other president, right? So I have nothing against the man, but we have to remember that God comes first, okay? God is above any political leader, and to not get things confused, and especially to have idolatry like this where we're making pictures of Jesus like look like Donald Trump, it's sort of out of control. And there is a very interesting story in the Bible that actually explains everything I'm saying today. Look at Exodus 32, the golden calf, okay? Basically, I have it highlighted, but long story short, Moses goes up, right, on the mountain, the whole 10 Commandment thing, right? Important piece of our history as Christians in the Old Testament. And basically, Moses was up there a while, 40 days, right? So people asked Aaron, they said, hey, make us gods who shall go before us. As this Moses man who brought us out of the land of Egypt, we don't know what's become of him. Hey, Moses, we don't know what happened. So already, these are the same people, by the way, that went through the Red Sea. They saw that miracle. They saw the plagues in Egypt, okay? They saw miracle after miracle, okay? But so quickly they went back to their old ways. They went back and turned to other gods, which is like Christians or Americans, that's two different things, by the way. I'm aware of that. But I'm just saying, people acknowledging, hey, God did that, but then it's like God saved Trump's life, but then it's like, oh, Trump is like God. See what happens there? It's a slippery slope, okay? And this is the same, people don't change, okay? History repeats itself. But Aaron, who was supposed to be, he was the high priest leading the people of Israel. He basically gathered up a bunch of gold and he made a golden calf. That is idolatry. And literally, this is what he said, this is what the people said. These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you out of the land of Egypt. When Aaron saw this, he built an altar, and then people started praying to that God, worshiping it. There was a feast to it. But God was mad, and a lot of people died that day. But you should go study Exodus 32. So I think we're in an interesting spot with America, because I believe that we have fallen as a nation from our Christian ideals. And if you look at media, you see the Grammys, you see Sam Smith come out. It's like open Satan worship, devil worship. I mean, you see this in music, Hollywood. I mean, you see it in the education system. I mean, everywhere you look, the devil has his little paws. And by the way, Jesus already won on the cross. The devil's been defeated. So Jesus is coming back one day. But things for America aren't looking good. And, I hope that we can see revival, but that doesn't start in the White House. It doesn't start with the GOP. It doesn't start with any political party. Revival starts with the Christian church actually looking like Jesus Christ and shining its light and telling others about Jesus and the need to repent. And that's how the nation's going to be changed, So I don't know if America has to get darker before it gets better again. And who knows? Nations have come and gone since the beginning of time. Okay? Empires have fallen and risen again. So this is just a warning to me, to you. By the way, I would wear a MAGA hat. Okay? Do I think Donald Trump is like my pastor or any person I'm going to look up to for like spiritual guidance? No. Okay, he's a politician. Do I believe he could believe in Jesus? Like, sure. I'm not God. I don't know his heart. But do I believe he has a lot of Christians' best interest in mind? Yes. Okay, so we could support someone, but we have to just make sure we don't idolize them. That's the whole thing. If you love God, if you love the gospel and want to get the message out, like and subscribe so we can make a difference here on YouTube. Can't do without you. Thanks.